Breaking news! Interstellar is having a release in the cinema. Now, have you ever wondered what would you do if the Earth was dying? Would you stay with your family or leave them behind to save humanity? That right there is the powerful question behind the movie Interstellar. Today, I'm going to take you through this incredible story, including the storyline, the good points, the flaws, the emotions, and even the science behind it. And by the end, you might be able to see space and life in a completely different way. Interstellar is a movie that is directed by Christopher Nolan, a filmmaker known for deep and complex stories. This movie is set in the future where Earth is slowly dying, crops are failing, food is running out, and dust storms cover the entire planet. The main character, Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey, is a former pilot. He is chosen for a dangerous space mission to find a new home for humans. He leaves behind his children, especially his daughter Murph, who plays a very important role in this movie itself. The movie also stars Anna Hathaway and Jessica Chastain.
Going to talk about the good points. One of the strongest part of Interstellar is the story. It is not simple, it makes you think about life, time, and the future of humanity. Moving on to the visual effects, it is really stunning. The space feels real, the planet, the black hole, everything looks believable at this point. Especially the black hole, it is one of the most realistic ever shown in a movie. The acting is also very excellent. The actor Matthew McConaughey gives a really strong emotional performance to his role, and you can feel his pain as a father who must leave his children. While Anne Hathaway, she gives a really strong emotion and intelligence to her role too. Also, we cannot forget the music by Hans Zimmer. The music makes scenes more intense and emotional. It will stay in your mind even after the movie ends.
This is where Interstellar truly shines. At its heart, this is a story about family. This relationship between Cooper and his daughter Murph is very powerful. When Cooper leaves Earth, you can feel his pain, and that's because of the time difference in space. He misses the year of their life. There is a famous scene where he watches video messages from his children growing up without him. This moment feels real. It feels like human. This connects to real life. Sometimes people leave their family for survival, for work, and for a better future. This movie shows how hard those choices can be. It also suggests something deeper, that love can go beyond time and space, and even when people are far apart, their connection still exists.
So we're gonna review this on the scientific base. Okay, so one of the most impressive thing is how seriously they take physics. The movie actually work with a specific scientist. His name is Kip Thorne. He's really accurate with his calculation because he's a physicist. He just calculate everything, like he just calculate his way through. So first of all, the film portrayal of black hole is one of the most realistic one ever shown in cinema. And the black hole is called Gargantua. Gargantua is based on real equation from Einstein theory of general relativity. You see the glowing ring, like the outside here. Yeah, the glowing ring, known as accretion disk, and it's the way light bend around. It's the way light bend around around it. It's called gravitational lensing, and which is proven to be scientifically correct. In fact, scientists later used that similar visualized vision, like the picture they visualized, to do more research, which because it's so accurate, and they actually get a Nobel Prize for that. Yeah, not everything is accurate in the movie. I mean, it's not perfect, but most of it is perfectly accurate. The idea of traveling through a wormhole, and especially like surviving and through inside the black hole, is not quite it, because you know that in a black hole time bends, and there's like a really intense gravitational force, so it can just bend the freak out of you. Like, it can bend time so much that maybe you can get a heart attack, who knows. You can just die out of nowhere, so like chances of you coming out of a black hole is low. So surviving in a black hole is not scientifically proven to be right, if you were to look at the definition of what a black hole is. And yeah, and about wormhole is not something scientists think or have evidence of them being existed in the universe. So surviving through a wormhole is also not quite true, because it's not scientifically proven to be real in the first place. So yes, overall Interstellar really stands out because it balances real science and like storytelling. It takes a few creative liberty. It remains one of the most scientifically grounded science fiction to ever been made and released. So it's good, and it really like help educate people and encourage people to, you know, be more curious, be more like, be an explorer to their problem and find solution to solve it, because being a human does not limit us. Gravity does not limit us.
Even when in Stellar, it is a phenomenal experience, there are still several flaws that are noticeable. And for today, I'll be talking about the 3 main flaws that you can notice while watching the film. So the first flaw is that the film, it heavily relies on emotional logic over scientific consistency. Why can I say this? Because there are mentions inside of the film that says love can be treated as a measurable force that transcends time and space. This feels more poetic than believable. This shift, it can make the story seem confused about whether it wants to be a grounded science fiction or an emotional fantasy. And the second flaw is that the plot, it becomes increasingly confusing in the final act, because in the scene where Cooper communicates through time using gravity, sure, it looks very visually impressive, but it is very difficult to fully understand. For many viewers, it actually raises more questions than it answers, making the ending feel overly complicated rather than satisfying. And another issue is the pacing. So the movie, it spends a very long time building its world and its characters, but some scenes, they drag on very long, especially on Earth. Meanwhile, important developments in space, it feels very rushed in general. So it creates a very imbalanced storytelling. So according to all of the flaws that I've just mentioned, it can break the immersion, especially in a film that tries to present itself as more scientifically grounded.
In conclusion, Interstellar is a powerful and unforgettable film. It combines science, emotion, and storytelling in a very unique way. Yes, it does have flaws, like its complex ideas and slow pacing. However, the strength, which is the good points, are so much stronger. Like the acting, the visuals, the music, and the emotional story all come together beautifully. So we would rate this movie a 9 out of 10. Now, at last, Interstellar is not just a movie, it is an experience. It makes you think about the future, the universe, and even the people who we love. And maybe it reminds us that no matter how far we go, we are always connected. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoy our movie review about Interstellar.
こんにちは、カイトにさだよ。ああ、止まれ、止まれ、笑えません。កូនក្រមុំបងអើយកូនក្រមុំបងអើយអូនគ្រាន់តែជាមនុស្សស្រីម្នាក់ដែលសាមញ្ញធម្មតា
អូដំស្វាមីប្តីសុំលាញ់អើយ